Hey, good morning. Let me make it a little bit brighter in here. Today's a fun jumble because yesterday I had oopsie. Didn't get a video out for y'all. Woo, too bright almost. Good Lord. So what I wanted to do today was just do a video on fixing your oopsies and reality checks. Okay. First thing is I'm going to be putting together my office because I'm in early this morning because, I do several jobs. And one of the ones I'm doing now, I'm setting up to get my day rolling in this spot. Um, Life is not about making less mistakes. It helps when you make less mistakes. That's an honest to gosh truth. It really does. So if you can cut down on the number of mistakes that you make on any given day, that's awesome. But as one smart man once told me, it's not always about fixing the whoopsies. It's about doing it well, and letting people know that they can count on you. So everybody's going to make oopsies. How you fix them and what you do and the things you bring in to get that done. That's what's important. Okay. So in this case, I'm here this morning trying to get my daily morning together. In case y'all ever wonder what goes on in my office before I even start, I put a little lavender in I have a oil diffuser. Small tricks go a long way. One of these is you something as simple as putting a little lavender in the air is calming, and it helps get through the day. I have a little oil diffuser that I bought online, and I plug it in every morning, make it happen. Okay. So let's get that thing started. And even in my office itself, I have things that I use as self calming and also client calming. So that you get a little look at what I'm talking about, I'll give you the quick panorama of some of the stuff I do in my office. So I have wall hangings and more wall hangings. So yeah, I know it ain't fancy, but you can see it. Hey. The other one is reality checks. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and for a Monday morning, that's not cool. But the fact of the matter is right now at this period of time in my life, I have a lot of things that I have to do. So I get up. So I use these as teaching points for people that I work with. Uh, you know, I mix a lot of humor in what I do because I figure humor is the oil, the gel that allows things to slide into place and you understand what's going on in your life to be able to change states. If you can laugh at something, you can relax a little bit and get a different point of view. Uh, I also usually work with what I call the younger population, but when you're my age, that includes a lot of people. So it's everything from teenagers to young adults, and they tell me about how rough and how tough it is, and I understand. Got that social worker thing going on. No matter what's happening in your world, I understand to you in that moment of time, everything is tough and everything is hard. And I've been there, can see that. I also realize, though, that things can get worse and things can get better. So I don't cling to the good times and I don't fear the bad times. I just know they're all going to happen. And once you get to that point, you kind of smooth out a little bit and let things go. Um, I also understand that in order to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish now, I have to get the ball rolling as far as time now and work pretty long hours. So this is the reality check I'm talking about. Getting up in the morning at 4:35 in the morning, and people are like, and I'm like, well, how else are you going to get your day started and get your stuff together and get what you need, get to work on time so that you can show up on time, which is one of the big things I see going down these days everywhere I'm at is that people are not on time. People are actually sort of running late, last minute, running in, harried, stressed, trying to get in, don't have their stuff together, don't know what to do, freaking out. And I'm like, man, if you start your day off that way, the rest of your day is just going to be the same stuff, of jumping from one thing to the next and never being caught up and never getting on time and never making it happen. Um, Yeah, not cool. Uh, the thing is nothing really needs to be rushed unless it is truly a last minute external surprise. Cars breaking down, traffic jams, but even those, leave early. See, this goes into a lot of my philosophy of life. People are they're very set in this, I'm going to show up at work at the last minute because they don't pay me to come in early. Um, Interesting thought. You're willing to cut off your nose to spite your face. Why wouldn't you show up early and get your tea or your coffee or your water, go to the bathroom, relax, start your day off calm? Your whole day will go better then. That's for you. That's not for your office. That's not for the people you work for. Getting to work on time alone is about you being able to handle your day, allocate your time wisely, make good progress towards your goals for the day. And also, it's about being respectful to those around you, your coworkers, your clients or customers if you have them. I have this thing where, and I understand a lot of it comes from my being in the military and stuff like that. About if you're not early, you're late, and I get that part of me, but I also get the idea that it's respectful. I value your time. I value you as a person. For me to do that and to be respectful to you, I have to be where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be. And sure, everybody makes mistakes, or everybody has last minute things that they didn't appropriately plan for. And notice I didn't say couldn't plan for. I just said didn't appropriately plan for. Because you and me both know that if on any given day you might get a traffic jam between where you're living and where you work, then you need to start out a little bit earlier and get to work a little bit earlier. And I have people that will come at me again and go, well, yeah, but if I get into work early, that's 15 minutes of my day wasted. No, it's not. What were you going to do in the afternoons when you got off work anyway? Channel surf, binge watch. Come on. If you get into work early, I always have a book. There's always a book for me to read. There's always a documentary video or something. Even if I just want to get in early and set the mood right and play music that will calm me and set my day. See, this is the reality of planning appropriately for my day, allowing enough time to do the things that I need to do. Um, some people I understand are what I call adrenaline junkies, and they actually thrive on being late. And if that's you, I feel for you. I got it. You know who you are. Um, if that's what you need, then that's what you need. I got you. The thing is do you really need it? And why do you need it? You know, I mean, I can understand why I have the need to be on time or even early because I like to start off calm. I like to be able to start off thinking clearly and have control over what it is I'm doing. I may not be able to control my outer circumstances, but I can control me. And part of doing that is being ready to react appropriately to things, which means being calm when I come into my office. The other thing is you make mistakes. And here's where the interesting thing is a lot of people get stuck on their mistake and they dwell on it. They ruminate. So then they waste vital energies. They double punish themselves. In other words, if, and I can really feel for these people who have massive anxiety problems and the things they miss out on because of just being anxious is tough. But tougher yet is all the things that they miss out on because they're anxious that they'll be anxious. So they won't even go to these things or they won't even try these things. Or they spend massive amounts of time, like, the mistake of something happening may be contained within a 10-minute to maybe even an hour time frame, but they spend hours, even days, dwelling on that mistake, which magnifies the pain of that mistake 10, 100-fold. And then you can imagine how that goes in day out. So it's a combination of feeling for those people at the same time realizing if you do it yourself, what can you do to change it? In other words, fixing your oopsie. And the oopsie is that you realize that you have made the mistake. Now, some people go a step further into what I call rumination hell. They will then ruminate on the fact that they ruminate. and they ruminate on that. And you can see how this just multiplies. At some point, they're no longer even worried about the event. They're worried about the consequences of what they did about the event and so on. And it just take a breath, slow it down, and go, okay, I cannot change the past. I can learn from it. I can affect the present, which will allow for a possibly different future. See, that's where fixing mistakes comes, because you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna have things like that happen. You're gonna be running late. The best laid plans of mice and men. Come on, you're gonna have that event where you left early, you did everything right, and you get to work and you forgot your badge, or you get out to the car and realize you just locked yourself out of your house or your car. Stuff like that does happen. Where it becomes stressful is for those people who live their life running behind. And then these events become so huge. It's not like, oh, well, that's Tex. Don't worry. He's never been late in the last 6 months. And this one time he's late. It must be reasonable. Instead, it's people looking at you going, well, you run on the line or almost late every day. We kind of knew it was going to happen sooner or later. See how we start from different angles and we see things differently. The other one is realizing what you can and can't do. And I hear a lot of can'ts. And I always tell y'all that's choose always not to, CANT. You can do a lot of things. Set your mind on what you want to accomplish. What is the goal? And focus on the goal. And everything starts to fall in place to allow you to accomplish that goal. It's like anything. When you focus on something, you realize the things that go along with it. Now, if you focus on it not happening, you focus on problems, then you'll find lots and lots of problems. I guarantee you. But if you focus on finding the solution and you focus on the successful outcome of things, then things start to roll into place. Put it into motion. Now, that being said, realizing what your time is during the day and what's your trade-off. And why are you doing it? I tell a lot of people you spend a lot of the time avoiding things instead of accomplishing things. In fact, we spend so much effort here, especially in our society today, avoiding problems, doing anything but to fix a problem, but to hide it, blame somebody else, blame something else, ignore our part in it, or just flat out, la, 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 I'm not looking at it. No, people. Fix the stuff. If you see something around you that can be fixed easily, do it. If you're walking and you just happen to look down and see a piece of trash on the floor, I hate to sound like your grandparents, but pick it up. Throw it in the trash can. It's not that hard. If you see somebody struggling around you, have manners. Offer to help. Don't be a rescuer and jump in and start doing stuff for them. That's a whole nother topic. But ask them point blank, would you like some assistance? Do you need a hand? I have a few minutes before I got to start. Do you want me to help you with that? Your life will start to change as you internally start to think differently and change. And out of that seed, it grows to a flower and it blossoms. Things around you will come into place. You can handle and do things. Okay? Learning to own up and face things that you have done wrong or mistakes that you have made, and then moving on. Sometimes I tell people, if you're dwelling on something that is a mistake, a problem, something bad that happened, are you doing it to punish yourself or are you doing it to problem solve? And I'm like, what do you mean problem solve? And I'm like, sometimes when something bad has happened, it's about learning from the mistake. You messed up while you was driving. Okay. What did you learn from that mistake? You had a relationship that went south, just didn't work. Okay. What can you honestly get from it? Don't dwell on it. Don't sit there and be bad. No, just take a moment to honestly tell yourself, what did I do and what could I have done differently? What did I not notice about the person I was with? In other words, was I so quick to get into this relationship that I ignored things that would be a problem later? I'm asking clients all the time, make a list of qualities you want in the things that you want. In other words, you tell me you want to find a good partner in life, or you just want to find a date. Okay, fine. What do you want in that date? If you go into a situation like that going, I'll just take whatever I get, then you'll get some things you won't want to take. Okay. Being able to identify these are, that's part of having boundaries. This is what I want in a person or a job or a thing in my life, and this is what I will not accept. What are your 5 rules for what you do want or will not put up with in a friend? And I encourage you to try that from the positive end. You can do it from the negative. I won't accept lying. Well, change that to a positive statement. I want an honest friend, or I want a loyal friend, or I want someone who enjoys having an adventure, not someone who's just housebound, or I want someone who has balance in their life. What is it that you really want out of these people? Or what is it you want out of your job, your career, your life? Mostly focus on being able to bring it down to some things that you can quantify and measure, and then apply it to yourself. What is it I want out of myself? And what will I accept out of myself? What am I willing to trade to get that? And what are my priorities? Because until you have that, maybe the other parts don't even fall into place. Until you can sit there and say to yourself, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And when you sit there and people tell me, well, I don't know what I want. Then why are you here? Well, I know what I don't want. And I'm like, I could fill 50,000 dump trucks with stuff that you probably don't want. If you can narrow it down, though, to the things you want, those we can work on accomplishing. So what do you want out of your life? Focus on that. See, we're right back to that same topic again of being able to focus and point out what you want to accomplish. That allows you then to see where some mistakes been made, fix it and move on. Reality checks of, well, if I want to make X amount of dollars, or I want to be able to get this kind of job, then I need to spend this much time training. I need to spend this much time going to school. I need to spend this much time working. And you can set those goals, and then you can work on them, and you can make those things happen. Instead of spending your day avoiding your problems, spend your day focusing on what you want to accomplish. Where do you want to be, and what do you want out of life? Stop with all this nonsense about, oh, I don't like my work, so I'm going to sit here and pretend to, but I'm not really going to work. I'm going to Facebook or shop online or whatever. Oh, really? Please do your work, do your job, do your schoolwork. Focus on what you want in life. You want a better relationship? Become a better partner. You want a better job? Become a better employee, excuse me. Well, that's actually too. You want better employees, become a better employer. Encourage those around you by being the example. Okay. So that's my Monday morning hoo-ha for missing yesterday. I am so sorry. Should have had this out yesterday. Please forgive me. I hope y'all have a beautiful week. And remember, focus on what you want to accomplish. Fix your oopsies. Move on. Do not dwell on them. Dwell on your accomplishments, what you want to do, dwell on where you want to be, and make it happen. You can do that. Y'all have a great Monday. Bye-bye.